So yeah, we're actually going to try to talk about Eve now, I think. We don't have a couch cam over here. So when you see me sort of looking over in that direction, what I'm trying to do is pay attention to my dear friend, Sean Conover.
Yeah, just yell.
Just
we're good.
yell.
Have you
No.
ever seen Talk Soup? It'll be like Talk Soup, where the camera guy yells shit at.
That's excellent. Take the sunglasses off. Your douchebaggery went up like 50%. I was outside when we had a little break there. Yeah, I was in my trailer. I was getting my makeup done.
Imagine 2 men on a couch when he looks over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually making out right now, if you guys don't know.
I wonder if can they actually hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Can we hear? Or can they hear the couch guys?
Java, yell. Okay. Did you guys just hear the guy yell? Yeah. So.
Well, we have to wait a minute to see what the stream
like
actually
it's
says.
Like 30 seconds.
30-second delay.
Yeah,
Something like that?
you can watch it here.
Okay.
Drive through Mittani's.
Drive through my hair. Ooh. Is that driving or is that just stroking? That was
kind of.
Maybe you're missing your calling. You could have been a masseuse or something. I don't know.
Okay.
That's
If
I massage 2 goons, 1 couch. All right. So we're actually supposed to be talking about EVE Online here today, instead of talking about echoes and AV adventures and all that. But the biggest news that I have actually happened earlier today. About an hour or so ago, NC Dot had a convoy of their supercapitals that had been based on the border to Fountain. They had been poking at the Southwest CFC in Fountain. And they packed up their convoy of supercaps and they schlepped back home to F20Y. Last I checked before the audio-visual adventures began. And then, so that's basically the end of that. I mean, either they're going to go back. What do you think they're going to do?
The important thing is they're going back to be able to stop the Reavers from burning down their homes.
But I heard that the Reavers were just a myth.
Yeah, they're just a myth, of course. But
right.
but they're these theoretical, mythical unicorns of EVE Online Group is Reavers.
They're called Reavers?
Yes.
Oh, that's fucking original.
Who came up with that? What kind of an idiot calls a thing Reavers?
I saw this movie Firefly.
Another fucking dummy stuck somewhere I'll never fucking use.
Yeah, and you've got like 20 Dominicses now.
Yep.
All right. Did you even hear him say this? Here do we have. Oh, that's right. We got to talk about the DMCA thing with the fucking
DMCA.
triumvirate. So, but before we get to that, one of the funniest things is so they're moving back to F20Y, which is where their previous staging system had been on the board. It's technically it's Quirius. It's fake Quirius. It's basically right by NPC Delve. It allows them to guard their territory in Quirius and in Delve and sort of period basis. But what also happened yesterday, late last night, was there was a relatively sizable battle, 150 billion ISK destroyed, 100 billion on the N3 side, Fraternity, which is, I believe, Chinese or Japanese? Chinese alliance, in N3, lost a supercarrier, bunch of dreadnoughts dead on both sides. It was the Stain Russians, I think. And
yeah, I believe so.
With was there a roam from Brave involved in that? I think there was like 50 Kestrels or something from Brave.
It could have been. They have so many guys that they could basically
roams everywhere all the time. Yeah. That was really interesting because it means that that entire territory in the southeast, which has been kind of quiet for a while, is picking up enough. I'm not really sure what N3 is going to be doing about that if they can't.
Well, the big difference here is the time zones. I mean, you have the Russian time zone, then you have the N3 guys, mainly Nulli, Secunda, and a lot of their renters, and they are going to be more of a European-based, U.S. time zone-based entity. So all the Russians are going to be doing is trying to force these timers. That if they take timers, they're going to force them into their time zone, but they have to stay up late to be able to fight Nulli on their timers, which is going to kind of even the numbers a little bit, and make people stay up late, and it's going to be a battle of attrition. See how much the Russians want to lose sleep over it.
One of the things that seems strange to me, because we have been, diplomatically speaking with both the Russians who are based out of Stain and the Russians who are based out of Kursk. And the Stain Russians have a Polish alliance called Coven, right? So they're not really Russian, obviously, but they're allied with them. That's part of Stainwagon.
They've been around a long time.
Yeah, Coven's been around for a long time. They're really Polish. Yeah, Polish alliance. And then, they had... God... I hope you guys are not in the land of hot mics, I swear. So, I don't know if anybody can hear. If I start seeing a whole bunch of angry comments over here in the chat section, I'll know that they can hear the peanut gallery.
They pretty much can hear everything.
Oh, God. So,
Jesus Christ.
So, when the Reavers, which of course don't exist and have apparently, according to Darius Johnson, a terrible name, very original name, the Stain Russians were saying that we couldn't really grind through those U.S. time zone timers that N3 was setting because they had no U.S. time zone. But when the Reavers' first deployment after the Phoebe patch was actually in Amist, and we encountered a U.S. time zone contingent of Coven, which had supercapitals, carriers, that was grinding SBUs and stuff there. So what I want to know from a strategic perspective is, why is the excuse of we don't have a U.S. time zone being deployed from Stainwagon when we saw this U.S. time zone out there and doing things?
Well, the difference is they might have a U.S. time zone or a group of U.S. time zone players, but every single entity is going to have 20 to 50 guys in U.S. time zone. That doesn't mean they're going to be able to mount any type of fighting force.
That's probably true, and they did run into a brick wall in Amist when that happened. It's been a very different scenario, though, a little bit further north. I mean, what happened today, from what I was seeing earlier, I was talking to Sister Bliss, the leader of the initiative, and they managed to snap Sov in Immensea in the famous system, which you're very acquainted with, of BR5.
I've never heard of that system.
Yeah, never at all? Okay, never mind.
All.
I must have been mistaking you with a very well-known Supercapital commander, DBRB.
DBRB, yes.
Yeah, obviously, okay. So, Initiative has been attacking out of Curse into Immensea and is actually starting to destroy and snap N3 Sov, apparently on a regular basis, even in station systems. Meanwhile, it looks like Wicked Creek, Scalding Pass, Innsmother are currently falling to... was it Gorgon Empire, Dream Fleet? Basically, this group of Curse Russians is still on the warpath since the, I'm not even sure whether there's any resistance. Do you think N3 is just ceding those regions? What's going on?
I don't think they're ceding. I think they want to keep as much land as possible because a lot of their income is from the renters, and they're getting these renters to help fight with them. But if the renters aren't making money, how are they supposed to pay their bills? And what you're going to run into is as they lose more and more fights and try and force these people into these late night fleets or into these big fights, that they're going to lose participation, which we know well from the CFC. Anytime people don't enjoy what they're doing, they will just quit showing up.
Has anyone in the history of renter organizations ever actually managed to have a proper defense fleet using renters?
Using renters?
Renter, why the fuck would I even get in your defense fleet?
Yeah, well, that's like the old Bob thing, is that they would charge these guys rent. No, it didn't work. It didn't work at all. You've actually made somebody very, very angry.
I have?
Sean has.
What did I do?
No one wants to hear Cantarius.
I don't think we can say that on live TV.
Yeah, we can.
Well, that's his message, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's adorable. Yeah, this guy, he's like an angry, like, fail heap
challenge,
very
mean,
like, Twitter
Harry.
guy. He's, this is adorable. We love that. Are we even logged in properly here? Or are we just watching this?
I don't think we're even logged in.
Yeah, that's why we're not. We can't do anything. We can't actually do anything to him. So never mind. Alas, he'll sit there. He'll rage there quietly about you. Maybe he'll post a thread on Pale Heap about how awful you are. They can't hear them. That's awesome.
Sean makes someone angry news at 11.
I'm delighted that they can't actually hear those guys because all the jokes that they've been making about some of the alliances didn't get on.
I could actually probably get that.
Do you want to try to? Do we really want to try?
I think we're working. I think we're working okay right now.
Do we really want to try to mess with our audio in the middle of a stream, considering that we've done so well? I mean, clearly
it might just be easier for them to move the couch behind us, and then we can just be like in a fucking 4-door coupe on stream.
They can just start screaming.
We can pretty much almost hear. Like I can hear you through here, but this apparently is too low for the. So if you guys were closer, it might actually be able to hear you.
So the reason why I decided to name the show the Meta Show instead of like Real Talk with Mittani or something like that is that it's an excuse to do all this dumb bullshit that we're currently doing. So we're currently having a discussion about the show. Right. We're gonna have the audio Meta Show discussion. It's just that's our excuse.
Guys, don't try this at home. We're professionals.
We are absolutely. We have a studio. We have camera. We've got a green screen. We've got Sean Conover. We've got shouting, screen doors apparently.
Yep. Well, I was actually wearing a green polo before this, but then it made me look invisible because of the green screen.
And I'm wearing an orange shirt now, apparently, just to change things up. As far as everyone on the stream is concerned, this is orange. So
move the couch outside.
The boys want us to move the couch. I see how it is. So yeah, no, things are actually really kind of shaking up in space. Though if you look at the SOVAP itself, if you don't really know what's going on, it looks like this huge swath of Northern Associates territory. But almost all the key systems that are in, I mean, KZF has fallen, One Victor has fallen. I don't think CJ6 and Innsmother is gone yet, but I haven't checked that yet today. I was paying attention to MNC.
Yeah, so what all those systems you name are just historical systems throughout EVE history. That a lot of the big fights, a lot of the large coalitions in the past have staged from those systems, and they've become key. Like HGP. HGP's always been well known for back in PASOV mechanics, because it had 7 moons.
Yep.
So a lot of these old historical systems are falling, and with Phoebe, they're actually losing some relevance.
They really are, because One Victor used to be called the Jewel of the East. If you controlled One Victor, you can control Scalding Pass, Wicked Creek. It was the gateway to Innsmother. That was even before the drone regions were added. And then if you had One Victor, you could get Innsmother, and then when they added the drones, you could go up into there. But now with the 5 light year change, that it just doesn't really matter as much, because being able to drop on things, capital ranges are so much smaller. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see if there are going to be, like, whether it's even possible to have a system like that anymore if you can just go through gates with capitals. Like, from a certain perspective, it doesn't really matter where you park the things.
You would, because you're going to need some place, especially if you're a soft holder. If you're a soft holder, you're going to need something going to be centralized that you can jump your 5 light years and then take a few gates and then be at that system.
Right.
So it's all about location now, even if you're probably going to see coalitions start dropping new stations. That way they're able to... Who is the strongest group in EVE? Hey, Laz, who's the strongest? Obviously, it's the CFC.
Obviously it isn't, or obviously...
It is.
Oh.
The CFC is the strongest group in EVE, period.
Don't say
period.
that. No.
Period.
No,
period.
Absolutely
period.
not.
Period.
Are we pounding on this?
Pounding on the desk.
Oh, God. No, we don't want to be the strongest group in EVE. As we get more power... Excuse me, as we get weaker, what we need to do is we adopt the Shadoo policy, which is the more powerful you are, the louder you have to tell everyone that you're actually weak and that, you need
We've been doing that for the past 8 years.
Well, don't let the secret out. We're live streaming right now. People might
Don't
hear.
tell anyone.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, we're
good. Let's just keep it a secret between just us chickens, okay, guys? Like,
strongest in EVE's pub lord.
AAA is strongest. Oh man. So it's going to be interesting to see if somebody actually wants to get catch. Like the reason why all this fighting with PL and Brave has been fascinating to see is that I don't really think anybody wants the territory and catch that PL has been poking Brave about. I don't understand why anybody would want catch at all. I mean, have you ever heard a good excuse to want catch?
Well, the benefit of catch is how close it is to Amar. Amar, being the second largest market hub in the game, it's 10 jumps, I believe, no, 11 jumps away from Head GP.
Right.
So 11 jumps from Amar, giant market system, to 0-0.
Okay.
And that's going to be the biggest benefit. And what Brave has been using Head GP for with this new player recruitment drive that they've been running with is they're having people go straight to Head, and then they used to have a jump bridge from Head straight into GE, their staging system. So their new players could go to Agile or Amar, which are both
get loaded
systems.
up, jump into Head, and then bounce to GE tab.
Right, and then they're instantly in that person's staging system.
Now, are you a tack guy or are you a dash guy? That's a major division in terms of...
I'm actually 50-50.
Sometimes it's tack, sometimes it's dash.
Sometimes tack, sometimes dash.
I've never really, I'm not really sure what to do.
Or it's neither, and you just say...
I swing both ways, I mean, it's just kind of... some days it's tack day, first. Some days it's dash day. That's how we roll. But yeah, I'm not really sure what Sean was doing there. Like
he was going to plug in another headset, but... So everything is running through this giant audio box.
We're going to be doing this live, and we're going to have another iteration of exciting live audio. Nystrik is going to troll the hell out of me about this for the next forever. Okay. Every single time she's going to be broadcasting from in her tent.
Well, she is Canadian. They all live in tents.
That's true. They do. Snow-covered tents. That makes sense. Absolutely. So yeah, one of the
either way, Laz would say it 3 times exactly.
That's true, absolutely. Well, repetition is important. So one of the things that we have seen is the new confessors are out, and now finally they're showing up on the market. And I guess somebody has already managed to lose.
Well, there's always people who, as soon as like the first 5 confessors, they'll buy a bunch and then fit them up as expensive as possible. Then they're going to lose them, and then they will get popped up on kill boards, and everyone will say, "Hey, look at what this guy lost." And But I think CCP, they're going to aim for the Confessors to eventually end up around 40 mil apiece.
It shouldn't be a 3 billion-isk ship, I'll tell you that.
Oh, no. It's going to be a Tech 2 fit ship.
Yeah, here's an officer fit destroyer, which has the same... Well, the resist profile isn't even like that of a T2 ship, is it? I mean, what's the resist profile like
it's a Tech 3, so
I don't even
it has the 3 modes.
Right.
So it can swap into a more agile mode.
So it's an armor mode. It can actually... It gets better resistance. Its sig radius gets better. The resistances go up. But beyond that, like...
So it depends on what stance it's in, what its resist profile is going to be. And, of course, if you're going into the speed module, then you're going to be lower resist, but you're going to be faster.
Now, I guess one of the big questions with the Confessor and all of the T3 destroyers is going to be, are the fits that people are going to use, are these going to be specific to a single mode? Like when we look at a Confessor Lost Mail, are we going to say this thing was actually designed for this one mode? And if that's the case, is that a failure, right? I mean, the idea is that we would be swapping these suckers around on the fly in the middle of a fight, or is it just going to be that players are going to pick, this is my armor mode Confessor, and there's a specific fit for that, and that's just how it is?
Well, I mean, they're designed to give you stances this shit. Wow. Exactly. But no, yeah, okay. Like you said, Joshua said, in defense mode is better resist than a Tech 2, but without it, it's Tech 1.
Yeah, it's a Tech 1 resist profile.
It all depends on what stance. The best word is I can use, I guess, or mode, what mode it's in. And that's really going to depend on the fit. And people are going to design these things to be able to swap in and out of the fits. I know some people have been looking at like long-range destroyers, because a lot of times people fit the cormorants and thrashers and stuff with the long-range guns, and they can hit frigates out to like 100K and stuff. So with these, you can actually get that sniping fit and go long range and use it to be agile and snipe and then warp out. Or if you have a close fight and you need the extra damage, you can swap into the tank fit, go to close range ammo, and get in there and actually do damage.
I'm really curious to see whether any of these new destroyers, I mean, everybody loves destroyers as ships. Like, the concept is great. Hulls like the Korax are some of the best looking hulls in the game. The Dragoon should be an interesting ship. The balance on these things has always been kind of dodgy in terms of actually using them in fleets or even in small gangs. I mean, so with a regular new round of destroyers, it's pretty much one big Tal War party.
Right.
And then beyond that, it's just kind of
Well, that's the way EVE is, period. That's why you see Dominic's fleets, you see Tengu fleets. That's all.
It really seems like these days, I mean, it's Dominic's, Tengu's, Ishtar's.
Yeah, Dominic's, Tengu's, Ishtar's. I mean, that's the fleets you're going to see. Tengu's? Coward Goose. The slippery Pete's.
Coward Goose, yes. Dishonorable. No, I mean, those don't really work anymore because they can be probed out and destroyed as the people who've been trying to use them. Well, actually, no, hasn't PL been using them recently?
Yeah, Pandemic Legion used them, and Brave. Yeah, Hero Coalition has actually went out and bought themselves a Virtue Prober, so they're able to get those.
So they have been actually doing the. Yeah, I wouldn't ever want to use a whole bunch of slippery Pete's or whatever you want to call them around a mostly frigate-based alliance, right? That's like.
Well, then it becomes all the FC making sure he's hitting fleet warp in time, and like they can't be bubbled. So worst case, you only lose 1 or 2,
right?
Because if the FC accidentally hits warp instead of fleet warp, then he warps without his fleet, and then he has to scream over comms for everyone to click the warp button right now.
Right. Now here's a question: the FC. Has that mostly been Elise Randolph running those fleets against Brave?
It's been a mix. Elise Randolph has led some. I believe Perseus Calistratos was leading some, and then he had Rive yesterday. Yeah, Mr. Rive was running the Waffles fleet. Mr. Rive was running Waffles fleet with the smart bombs. President of Scotland. Yeah, so they've the Macarial fleet's been ran by Muck Barovian. And but
Muck used to be a AAA guy, didn't
he? He's
been
all over.
He's been all over. He's like one of the.
PL take people from anywhere.
You heard
the Dregs of Eve.
Here's a question, actually. Can any of you guys now hear Sean's commentary from over here about? Probably not. Okay, no.
I can hear you through my headset, like I said, but.
Oh, it should go out then.
I don't know. It's all very confusing. It is a shame, actually. I really wish that the other destroyers would be more interesting. I'm curious to see what the new ones are going to be like. I really wish that, like, the Korax, which looks like a U-boat, like, the model for that ship is that hull is beautiful.
Right.
And yet there's just no reason to use a Korax ever compared to a Tal War. And it's a shame. Like, I would love... There's a lot of times just from an aesthetic perspective, like, the art department at CCB is so good these days in terms of coming out with these hull redesigns. The ships are really sexy. And then you get out there and you do the math and you look at it and you're like, why would I use this?
Yeah, well, the problem with the Tech 3 destroyers is that probably the Caldari will most likely be the most popular.
Really?
People will come out with the Caldari one, and if it's railguns, it will most likely be the most popular.
Why do you say that?
Just because rails are in such a good place
Rails
right
are
now,
currently
which is why you have so many rail Tengus, the Coward Goos or Slippery Petes or rails, and like we had our Megathrons. The Megathrons were railguns. So hybrid weapons in general are just really good right now. The only real downside to the hybrid weapons is their damage profile. You can tank kinetic thermal and
gotcha. Well, and everybody just stacks that up. Yeah. Well, I thought that the reason why the Tengus were so popular wasn't so much the railguns. I mean, any weapon system that can hit at that range is great, and they're very accurate. They track very well. Blah blah blah. I thought the reason why the Tengus were everywhere now, not the Coward version.
The Balgoos,
it was just the normal like railgoos are so popular because they have such a small signature and a huge tank. I mean, these things are they're more durable than battleships. They can't be bombed very easily.
Well, what makes them good is they have this mass amount of EHP, which a standard fleet Tengu for fighting like brawling is going to be about 285,000 effective hit points.
Right.
And because the medium rails are so good right now, it allows them to be super beefy, as well as have the damage to be able to kill stuff.
So you're not really sacrificing your tank at all in order to get that level of damage at that level of range.
Right, because...
You basically have it all. You have your cake, you eat it too. You have your tank, you have your range and your damage and your sniping all in one package.
Yeah, I mean, and there are counters to the Tengus. We saw NC Dot employ the MWD Proteuses quite well, or quite effectively, against the CFC in Fountain. And Twice, actually.
Twice?
Yes,
okay,
twice.
Those were with...
twice.
Were one of those...
The first one...
Fleet?
Twice. And then their victory quota was filled.
Yeah, no. Well, no, that was when we
won 2 fights. Time to suck.
There was
74 articles about it.
There was this period of time there right after the PB patch hit where NC was sending these pokes across the border into Fountain. And it was funny because I think it was on the second meta show where there was one of -93's fleets. Was all watching the show while we were broadcasting it live and talking about how they're going to come get us and they're going to destroy us, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, oh, yeah, whatever, it's not a real thing.
Well, the first major fight they had, their Proteuses killed 83 Tengus.
That's right.
Which in typical EVE Online nullsec, Tengus never died.
Yeah, well, that was an amusing situation because I was trying to figure out what happened. It was an FC had made the genius level call because the CFC is an incredibly powerful and intelligent organization.
As we saw in the first stream
absolutely.
Of today.
As our genius tier FCs decided they would sino onto a grid with the Proteuses, allowing them to immediately warp into facefuck blaster range.
Right.
There's like, oh, I'll just click warp. Oh, hey, my blaster Proteuses are on top of your Tengus. You're all scrambled.
Well,
and screwed.
they're all railgun. The Proteuses are railgun fit because blasters have such horrible range.
It didn't even matter. They're on top of the Tengus at that point.
The way these Proteuses are fit, they're able to fit scrams, and they fit the long range scramming module for the Proteus, which is the subsystem bonus. They're able to get on top of your logistics, and with those railguns using close range ammo and turning off the MWDs or fitting webs to web down the Logis, then you lose your Logis instantly.
And then all your Tengus just go away.
Right, and then all your Tengus die unless you bring triage back up.
No, that was definitely one of those situations where at first it looked, I mean, you know, Phoebe has forced a lot of entities to learn how to fight and work together and operate on their own. It is interesting to see that after all of the Fury and the Sturm and Drang and what have you, that, you know, over the course of the last few episodes of the show, we've been able to talk about them. They've come on to our chat. They've talked about how they're going to kick our ass. They tried, they lose. And NC Dot.
Yeah.
Like they'd come onto the chat string and be like, Minus is gonna come kill you, Travis is gonna come kill you, blah 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 blah. You're gonna lose Fountain, and then nothing happened. And actually, there's 2 parts to this. Actually, there's really 2 parts. There was NC Dot trying to hit Fountain,
right? And
there's also Black Legion
and Triumvirate.
And I always forget Triumvirate.
There's still a tremendous portion of EVE that believes there's value in trying to psych out the other guy, and there's never been any.
Well, psyching out the other guy kind of works if you can intimidate them, but how are we going to be intimidating us?
You have to fucking win something to be able to.
Well, that's why they're chest beating in this particular
like
episode. They just
Jets. Jets are like 0 and 17, be like, we're gonna fuck you up.
This just in, NC Dot, or was it NC Dot or Black Legion is the New York Jets?
No, or the Oakland Raiders.
Or the Oakland Raiders.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow. Okay, sports. So it has actually been kind of interesting because NC was supposed to be invading Fountain or attacking Fountain, or wasn't really an invasion, is the claim now, ex post facto, now that they've slunk back to F2OI. And then Black Legion was loudly pushing this. When NC poked Y-2, they made this huge hubbub on Reddit, because obviously upvotes and downvotes win wars.
Exactly.
Which was proven by test originally in the Fountain War.
That's the thing I've never gotten, is the idea that you can win a war by propaganda, like just by lying. Like there's some value to propaganda.
If you get people to upvote enough,
value, but it only has value to when you're in a position of power.
If you're convincing
if
even
you're just a little piece of shit and you're like, I'm gonna kill you guys, nobody buys that,
right?
Because you're losing.
Yeah, you can't just be a piece of shit,
just look
right?
Like a pitiful fucking idiot.
Who's
just saying garbage.
I think that the reason why Reddit distracts so many people in the propaganda game is it's really easy to become an echo chamber. Propaganda can be very effective as long as the other side is reading it and giving a crap. Now, if you're a mostly Reddit-based alliance, after Kugu crashed, all of the Black Legion guys, a lot of them are ex-test, moved over to Reddit, and it's just a circle jerk. It's just like, we're going to upvote brigade each other. They whine about people upvote brigading who are not them, and then they themselves coordinate in their own channels about, let's all go. They've got ministers or propaganda, and we're going to upvote.
I wouldn't know that.
I could make the best post that was ever made on Reddit, and it'll be like -5.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter, because anytime that they say anything that goes against what they want to see, they downvote it away. The problem is, you can't downvote away a lost mail, and you can't downvote away an invasion fleet. And you can't. What's that?
Move over here.
Yeah. You're going to scoot over here so everybody can hear you?
Yeah.
You're going to
wants to see a man in a sexy black shirt.
Everybody wants to see your nose hair
they
mustache.
can hear you, but they can't see you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can participate.
It's like Jesus.
Maybe we can get an echo.
I like the disembodied voice. This is actually God Jesus speaking to us.
This is yeah. So no, it's going to be kind of interesting. So like Black Legion has now they got run out of Venal by you basically in Black Ops.
Yeah, they deployed down to Zendaya to go roaming and have good fights, but they're not going to be hunting Brave. Instead, they're going to be helping Brave on strategic operations against Pandemic Legion.
Which is a nice way of saying that they're desperately going to be sucking up to Brave in hopes of having them hold Superman's cape and use them against PL, or PL, I should say, and blah, blah, blah.
Right. Well, before they moved, they had run like 3 or 4 nights of like 4 to 6 hour ops. And I believe the night before, or the 2 days before they moved, they took a wormhole to Amencia.
Oh, God.
They took a wormhole to Amencia.
I remember this.
To mess with Initiative in B-R5. And somehow their wormhole on the way back to get home was closed.
Mysteriously scouted and closed by, obviously, something not a spy.
Yeah,
Did they get trapped?
Yeah, so...
we trapped an entire Dingu fleet down there. They had to ditch it in a station.
Well, no, they didn't see. Like, they didn't see that the wormhole on the side of Pure Blind, I believe it was, and the wormhole in Pure Blind that we closed, they didn't see it. So they jumped back into the wormhole, and them jumping back into the wormhole destabilized the one they came through.
Oh, my God. So they got trapped in space?
So that their fleet were literally stuck in the wormhole. And if the wormhole's still open, but if they would have jumped back through, then half their fleet would have been stuck in the wormhole, half fleet stuck out.
That's amazing.
So they spent probably about an hour and a half trying to probe down and exit. And the way this...
I wish I could hear a recording of that. Just fucking dummies.
How did this happen to me?
You know there was like 7 dudes who were trying to who each thought they knew how this shit worked. And like only one of them was
This is how most gay pornos start.
Yeah. I see you. I hear you need some plumbing. But you know that there was at least one dude who knew how wormholes worked, and a whole bunch of other people who didn't.
Well, they were busy trying to upvote and downvote the wormhole.
Well, for what I've been told, Bakayuki was trying to school all of them on comms how wormholes work. And
why would you let that guy into your alliance? I mean, seriously. After
he did lose. He lost like 11 billion ISK Loki. That they stole the fit from me linking it in fleet.
I saw that. I was wondering why the hell is this Loki here?
He put an officer web on it, which officer webs take huge amounts of power grid. So I mean, he completely fucked up his tank trying to fit this officer web.
Isn't that like a 1,000 PG unit?
Yeah. Literally, he had to put officer reaction control units just to get the fucking web to fit, and which lowers your tank. And yeah.
This is why we have a fittings team. This is why we have a fittings team in Goonswarm. So people are not allowed to try to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And wow. Well,
so
Bakayuku.
Yeah, so Black Legion gets stuck in this wormhole, and the type of wormhole they get stuck into has no actual 0-0 exits. Or like actual real space exits.
So they had to go out to...
They had to send Covopses through every single exit they found in there, which takes them to other wormholes, and they had to scan inside those wormholes looking for a way out.
Wow.
And eventually they made it out to a system, I believe that was like 40 jumps away from their staging system. So their one way out that they found was 40 jumps away still. So eventually Elo spurged out, had all of his guys dock up into the station, trade him their ships, and then they just shipped all the Tengus via freighter services back up to where they lived.
Well, don't worry, that can clearly never happen again, guys. It's perfectly safe to do that. I assure you, your wormholes will not be scouted out by somebody and collapse behind you. Don't even worry about it. That could clearly only be a one-time thing. Nothing to be concerned by.
Yep, because the guy in the middle is Darius Johnson, former GSF CEO.
CEO of my heart, much better CEO than me.
Probably.
It's because I don't.
He's
the secret
modest
is,
as well.
The secret is that I can only grow this goatee. But if I really wanted to be a proper CEO, what I would need to do is get the beard from my nose hair into a mustache, because then that's really the show of proper leadership. I mean, I think it's
a sign of actually high testosterone level.
High testosterone, yeah. I think I saw that on the Paris fashion show or something. It's the nose goatee, nostril goatee. I don't even know.
You can't tell because the mustache is there.
Yep. Yeah. But after 3 or 4 days of the 4 to 6 hour ops, their members were very, very angry on their forums, posting on their forums about how this is bullshit and how they Black Legion comms. Everyone cannot, no one can say a word. You cannot talk in fleet chat. You can't talk over comms, and people get really pissy if you do. And
so that's why you can't say reps on Kane.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't tell their members anything. They keep everything a secret. And the way you keep your members entertained during fleets is you have to actually communicate with them. You have to tell them what's going on. Not every 45 minutes, guys, tell them, get ready, guys. Every 45 minutes, guys, get ready, which is how Elo FCs.
You shouldn't be giving them these hints here. I mean, you shouldn't be letting them know how to fix their shit.
I feel bad for their members.
Like that dipshit's gonna fucking learn anything.
We normally don't broadcast. See, I mean, this is the difficulty is that like when we're privately amongst ourselves, this is how we talk about alliances and Eve. So normally on the meta show, we try to do fair and balanced, and this side says this, and this is basically just a bunch of Goonfleet jerks sitting around and cackling about our enemies being fools and getting stuck in wormholes and crying about it.
We're just explaining. We're telling everyone what's going on in nullsec.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
Well, this is the unvarnished truth of how we see things, but obviously we're spinning for the audience because clearly this level of propaganda is important because you can just upvote and downvote away fleets. And guys, if we just read it a bit more, we'll take Fountain. It'll be great.
The map doesn't lie, man. The map doesn't. That's the thing I always thought.
I don't even fucking know.
Black Legion is now in Zendaya, which is the low-sec entrance into Curse, next to Doral. So if you want to go fight with them, they're in Zendaya low-sec right next to them.
Actually, one of the most interesting things that's happened and it's a very minor thing that I don't think people would notice looking at Goonswarm, but Black Legion certainly knows about it now, is we reformed our Black Ops organization. We put a new director in charge of Black Ops. And previously speaking, Black Legion had been living in a system called K3J in Venal, one of the few NPC stations there. And it's at the mouth of a pipe. And Black Ops basically started camping with recons. Just like 5 or 6 guys, whenever Elo Knight, their Superstar FC, wasn't on, there's all of these guys camping this gate, trapping them in K3J, and they just started losing ships like crazy and like raging the fuck out. And so it turns out the Achilles heel of these guys isn't getting stomped in a fleet fight, though that helps, of course. It's like, oh well, so when Superman isn't here and you don't have your cape, you can't hold Superman's cape. You're just gonna die to 5 rapiers, and apparently you can't do anything to stop that. So we're probably gonna send Black Ops to Zendaya.
We lose ships like that all the time.
Yeah, we lose ships like that all the time. It doesn't bother us because we're idiots, and so idiotic losses are just kind of par for the course. Let's see, what do we have? Elo confirmed dipshit. Thank you for confirming that.
All it needs to do is be verified by 2 sources.
Yes. 2 sources.
2.
This is all. See, the thing I love about this stuff is that people will say we're spinning or what have you, and then like just like when we're talking about the NC dot invasion of Fountain, it's like spinning, and like, oh well, you lost all your fleets. The invasion didn't happen. We still have all the Sob. You just dragged your ass back to Delve to your previous staging system. Right. Black Legions run to Venal, away from Venal to catch.
Not catch. Sorry, Curse.
To the border of Curse to try to horror easy kills and catch.
Right.
And it's all us spinning.
Mm-hmm. Well, Black Legion did announce that they will not be hunting down Brave. They are allowing their pilots to roam to Brave space to kill Brave, but however, for strategic stuff, they will not be messing with Brave, and they will be going after Pandemic
They're going to try to suck up as hard as they possibly can to Brave.
Who's going to go?
Black Legion.
Black Legion hates Pandemic Legion because they want to fight for the crown of lead PvP, because PL is better at it than they are, basically. Okay, so we should be talking about the DMCA takedown that Triumvirate did against that video. Somebody's asking about that. The video of the fight
yes.
where they lost 53, 60 rattlesnakes?
About 60 billion worth of stuff.
It was an insane number of rattlesnakes. Faction, battleship, each of them were fit about 500 million each or something.
What happened with that was a member of CFC, I believe, actually took the video that they posted and the video that we took of our fleet, and they both had comms playing, and he put them side by side. So basically, when you watch this video, you saw both perspectives and you heard both comms at the same time. So it's actually a really, really awesome video because you can actually see what's happening on both sides of the fleet, and you can hear the comms of what's happening.
That was a great video, especially because like hearing the contrast between Garst Tyrell, who is the FC of Triumvirate at the time, and I thought the guy has a great voice of command.
Yeah.
One of the things that surprised me about them. No, seriously, like he had a great voice. Like he wants
him in the bedroom.
Well, obviously. Well, I would. I'd like to. I maybe I could make a play there, but I'm wearing an orange shirt instead of a red shirt today, so no success, no love. But yeah, it was interesting because like the Triumvirate guys, even though they lost all that stuff, I figured that they would want. I mean, a DMCA takedown. That's. You do that, that's a fucking, you lose the moral high ground instantly. Right. You want to talk about propaganda, like you were such a whiny little brat that you lost all these battleships and then you filed a legal complaint to get a video yanked, showing you getting your ass handed to you.
They pulled their video down that had comms on it, they scrubbed the comms off of it, put some dumb tribal music on top of it, and then reposted it.
Was it the obligatory EVE Online wub 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 techno bullshit?
It was like literal like African drums.
What?
Yeah, no, it was like actual like tribal music.
What?
How do you know they were African drums?
Oh, I don't know. Jeez.
I can't answer that.
I don't even
know. But basically they didn't want their video with their comms online. But there's lots of mirrors of their comms of the video.
There was nothing. That's what I don't get about it. Is that there's nothing unusual about their comms.
Well, they got a little cry.
They were butt mad because they got their asses handed to them by Mr. V.
Yeah, they didn't.
It was videoed, and then it was V and worse. That video, they didn't have the comms with V.
Right.
It was Boat. Crowing about.
Yeah, so
smashing.
they had no clue. European Union was actually was there ready to jump in on them. So European Union surprised them, jumped on top of their capitals with a fleet of dreads and some Titans.
Yeah, that's right.
And they get really upset about the entire CFC.
Right. Oh yeah, just use supers, guys.
Yeah.
Ruin our good fight. Yeah. So one of the things. This is another thing I don't get is why do these guys think that they're going to come and get a good fight from us? Like it's always this assumption that. You attack our Sov, you attack our towers, you attack anything, and you are surprised when you get hit in the face with a sledgehammer.
Right.
We always hit everyone in the face with a sledgehammer. Like, there's never been a moment in the history of our organization where we've gone, oh, well, we need to hold back so we can have honorable battle on the field. Let's line up in our red shirts and our rifles. And
we'll use a whipped cream pie this time.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just play nice. Let's use Nerf guns. We're gonna only put half the guns on our ships because that's fair. Because it's always the people who are who are provoking us, who are then who are crying and making the excuses like why aren't we treating these people who are attacking us with more fairness,
right,
when they're trying to exterminate us and drive us out of our space and humiliate us? Like why are we beating their faces?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
To clarify, the reason for the DMCA, actually I'll get closer to a mic so people can understand this.
Okay.
The reason for the DMCA is that CCP recently changed the licensing so that you can monetize. So the creator of the video does actually have some right to the video that they're showing. So
a right to be a whiny bitch.
Yeah, if I put, well, I mean, whatever the case may be, if I put up a video that I've created, I can DMCA it because I do actually have some rights to it.
Yeah, legally speaking, it's not.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not above being a giant baby. Like, I'm not gonna shit all over. Like, I would fucking DMCA the video too if I didn't like what it turned into.
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I'd DMCA too if I was a giant.
Somebody is saying that video was not monetized on my end. I don't know who that was. It was.
Yeah, like I said, I've been talking to the creator of the split screen video, and it's not, his video is not being monetized at all. It was literally there for the community. They can see both sides. And it's like I said, it's a really fucking awesome video. I don't think I've actually ever seen a video like that from Eve.
You don't have to monetize. The reason the DMCA is valid is because CCP is giving you rights, like some degree of ownership, so that you can monetize, because you can't monetize otherwise. So the DMC is valid. You know, whether we like it or not is a different story. But there's no arguing it. Like, it's their video.
Yeah, well, what you can do, you can appeal it, because it's not an actual duplicate of his video. It's he took his video and mixed it with another video. And
can you find me an actual lawyer that'll say that? Because I find
Alex, you're a lawyer.
I haven't paid any attention to that. I'd ask my lawyer.
Like, it falls under fair use.
God, the worst thing in the universe is being an actual lawyer on the internet and seeing all these people talking about. I just like, I don't even get into legal arguments. Well, just like, whatever. You have your opinion.
What you can do is
whatever.
Is if he appeals it, then Triumvirate, or the guy who hosts all of Triumvirate's videos, has to then decide. Okay, I think he has a certain amount of time. Is he has to get a lawyer.
Basically, what happens is he goes. So basically, what happens is when a DMCA complaint is filed, he pushes back and says it's an invalid complaint and they're lying, and then he has 2 weeks to hire a lawyer and sue him. If he doesn't do that, then the video goes back up and everything's cool.
So like I say, it really goes into, does Triumvirate want to hire a lawyer and go after someone over an Eve video?
Some guy in the Bastion made an Eve video. Great.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The reason why we're discussing Triumvirate at all is kind of a funny chain of events, right? So when Phoebe hits, everybody comes at us, right? Some entities had learned that you can't really project power easily. NC comes over the border and starts poking at Fountain. Black Legion is like, whatever, and then gets stomped by you and then runs away. And so now the third sort of pseudo-front for the CFC was in Veil the Silent, with Triumvirate focusing on them. So with NC out of the way and then Black Legion out of the way, pretty much all we have to talk about in terms of defensive stuff is dealing with Triumvirate.
Right.
And then they sort of like were the third priority, and then suddenly they got Mr. V'd, and then we're crying about it. So that's basically where we are now, is that strategically speaking. It's going to be interesting because I think that with Triumvirate handled, if we're able to beat them, if we're able to hold our borders and not be destroyed by Triumvirate, then we're probably just gonna, I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna chase after VL.
Well, right now our only hostile group in proximity is Triumvirate. They are in Veil and Silent. Black Legion.
Still even around?
They've reformed like 4 or 5 times.
This is like the 17th Triumvirate.
So
Trimark 17.
They what you're going to have here is Black Legion told their members they're going to be gone for about 2-3 weeks. Well, probably till about after Christmas, and then they might be coming back.
Okay.
So either they find something to do down there, keep them interested and stay there, or they come back and give it another shot for the 1000th time.
Okay.
And also, one of the big points to remember is all of Black Legion's or not all of them, but a lot of their super caps and active titans. So almost all their active bridging titans, Omira, Caesar, and that other levy that was there, I don't remember his name, are all stuck right now in Providence.
Really?
Yes, they're.
I heard you were in Triumvirate.
I was in Triumvirate.
Which Triumvirate were you in, Laz?
First one.
The first one.
And the second one.
And the second one. 1 and 2. So 3 through 17 he was out of.
When we picked you guys up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was something that pissed me off. I was like, these guys are in
charge. Because Vile convinced you to take us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a little bit of history, everyone.
Yes.
A little bit behind the scenes.
That's adorable.
So Vile bless his soul, got us into GSF, and
we've been stuck with you ever since.
Ever since. I can leave. Cool.
Well, you already did that when we had the audio visual fun. So, but no, it's going to be kind of interesting, I think, because we're seeing a real sea change all the way around in the game. and we're going to get a chance to actually go on the offensive and do whatever.
Yeah, we're pretty much freed up now.
Actually, one of the things I did want to talk about that I keep forgetting about is that come January 1st, we're going to see ISBoxer is going to get banned. And one of the, pseudo-banned as far as a bombing perspective goes, mass groups of bombers, do you think we're still going to see guys like When I Am in Space or Kun Mi?
Here's what I think.
What do you think?
I think that there's going to be a few things that are going to happen. The people are going to be less obvious about it.
Okay.
I think that the detection for the thing in ISBoxer is going to be very difficult to pull off, and that ISBoxer could actually hide what it is it's doing from a technical perspective.
But I mean, that would work for like a quiet use of ISBoxer, not for people using wings of bombers piloted. Like, so right now you have like
between timing. All they're doing is picking up timing. Yeah, well, then you activate your lasers on a staggered basis instead of activating them all at once.
You probably could actually, in ISBoxer, put in a delay to say, 1 second after I press this key.
You might not be able to do it right now, but if I'm the ISBoxer guy, that's what I do. I'm just like, I'm just going to put in a degree of
It's easy.
So
I see.
easy.
So it looks like the bombers warp in with slight delays.
The only thing they can do is look for the frequency of the commands or whatever on the back end.
What, they can't actually detect the things that are happening?
How are they going to do that? It's all in Python.
I don't know. You were the security guy.
Just hook past it.
You were the security dude. Like, I have no idea.
Well, it's essentially just a macro. Like, if you have a Razer product, you can actually macro a key and then tell it what interval to actually press the buttons after that.
So here's the scenario.
They're patching.
Yeah. So come January 1st, the known ISBoxer bombers, like the guys, because there's only a few of them, guys, like Replicator, Kun Mi, Amzi, When I Am in Space. They're well-known bombing fleets. Multiple wings, all by one dude.
Right.
Those same characters are known. They come in, they do a wing, do a bomb, wipe out a fleet after January 1st. People are going to petition the fuck out of them.
Yeah, they're going to get petitioned, but it's also...
If I'm them, I do it in a completely legitimate way, and then fucking make myself a martyr when I get...
Yeah, it's completely possible for them to just click through.
Works. Like, it's just... I know how this is going to go.
Okay.
I'll write it down for you. I won't say it on
it's completely possible for them to actually just click the buttons manually through ISBoxer.
So you think that one-man bomber wings are still going to happen?
Yeah, they can still happen, easily.
Really? I didn't think that it was possible. I thought that it was really only coordinated
because
through...
you can use...
They can do, I think there'll be less...
I guess they can use like G15 keyboard macros or something?
They'll be,
they'll
be slightly less effective. It's the same thing as... So if you look at things like aimbots, right, like in an FPS, what happens often is when somebody, say your aimbot triggers a right click and it snaps to the bad guy that you want to shoot.
Right.
What happens often is the way over the top, crazy way to do it is to actually take control of the controller in the game and then click to the thing. But then you're actually manipulating the game's memory and it's fairly easy to pick up.
Right.
Once I start detecting on that, then they take a step back and they move back to they'll actually hook the keyboard and mouse inputs, and they'll still be able to aimbot. They'll just be less accurate. So what all they're doing is pushing the control stuff down the pipe a little bit.
So it's harder for somebody on the client or on the server end to detect.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right, and it will be possible with ISBoxer through the screen management abilities of ISBoxer to make it completely moot point.
One of the things that really bothers me about this is bombers are one of the biggest reasons why there's so little doctrinal diversity in EVE Online right now.
Well, people, as you see, Brave Alliance, Brave or Hero Coalition actually has a Dominix fleet. They have a Dominix fleet. They've used it, I think, twice, and they've been bombed to oblivion, I think, twice.
Yeah. So, like, it's really hard to use battleships. It's really hard to use pretty much anything besides Tengus and Ishtars because those are the most survivable in the current meta. And the difficulty, as I see it, is that there was a period of time a few months ago, I think it was before Phoebe hit, where Fozzie and Rise, I'm not sure whether it was Fozzie or Rise, but one of those guys made a post saying that they were thinking about nerfing bombers and making sure that they like decloaked each other or something.
Yeah,
and then they buffed them.
Yeah, before going into.
Like seriously, like they were gonna try to deal with the bomber change. Yeah, and they're like, you know what? No, we're not gonna do that. We're actually gonna make what was it? They made a Tech 2 bomb launcher launch more or faster or something?
I don't actually know. The big thing was
they walked it back and they buffed
They walked back there. We're going to revert the change on bombers where they decloak each other if they're within proximity. And when they walk that back, it means that these ISBoxing bombers can basically use the ability to fleet warp themselves directly on top of each other.
Right.
And it just even non-ISBoxer bombers, they can literally just fleet warp into groups all around the grid.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier to use if you don't decloak each other. Back in the day, you actually had to everybody had to make separate perches and spread out.
That's what made it complicated back in the day, because if a bombing run hits you,
time to set up.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to just show up in a system and bomb. Like, you would have to be there an hour before. You'd have to prep the system. Yeah.
It was a serious process.
It would take actual
tactic,
and it's a strategic. It would be a strategic. Strategic weapon.
Yeah. Wow.
Hurts my feelings, man.
I don't think we can say that in this day and age. I think we're in a new politically correct world.
So it would take. So once those bombs were launched, you had X amount of time for them to reset up.
Right, it would take a while to do that.
And as an FC, you would know that, hey, they just bombed. It's going to take them a little while to reset up before you have to worry about bombs again.
Which means you can
you can reposition, you can bounce around grid, and that's the issue with the way it works now. Is it's way too easy to be able to move around the system.
Right.
So if you say an iHub, an infrastructure hub, or iHub for the acronym, is coming out of reinforce, those bombers can set up on that grid. But what you can do is try to drag that fight as an FC, drag that fight to a different grid, knowing that those bombers won't be set up there.
Right.
So all of the tactical stuff is pretty much taken away, because no matter what grid you move to, those bombers can instantly move like that, and they're there.
Somebody is saying that they made bombs easier to smart bomb and added the new Dictor bubble, which has clearly gotten an awful lot of use in EVE Online and really solved the bomber.
You can't smart bombs. You can't smart bomb bombs. And the reason it made it easier is because bombs take 12 seconds to detonate instead of 10 seconds. So you have a little bit extra time to get those smart bombs out. But even then, you're not going. At times, you can't kill them all, and it depends.
Well, clearly the problem is solved because we have so much doctrinal diversity in EVE, and
right.
Still not enough to react to either.
Yeah,
bombs warp out.
Well, the problem is you're not going to have all your ships are going to be running a single smart bomb or two smart bombs to try and kill these. And if the smart bomb is running the same damage type as the bomb type, then you're not going to kill them. You have to make sure you have a damage type that the damage type.
Then I'm just going to switch bombs.
Right. Yeah. So if you know they're bringing kinetic bombs or kinetic smart bombs, then you can just launch kinetic bombs, and then they have the 99% resist or whatever.
Somebody thought people were actually going to fit disco smart bombs that was supposed to be a counter for bombers.
Well, you can if you have a few smart bombing ships in your fleet, you can spread them out around your mass and try to smart bomb those bombs. But if you're not within, I believe, 6K smart bomb range, then you're not going to hit them.
This sounds like something that's really great when you're writing it down in a notebook.
Oh,
it doesn't actually apply to
there's a guy in Goons. One of our fitting gurus, Lazai, is actually used the smart bombs to kill a bunch of bombs before, and it was, I think, a week and a half ago, and he took a screenshot of it because he was so proud. But it's not easy. It is not easy to kill those bombs.
I don't even know. I don't know. After a certain point, all the ISBoxing bombing stuff literally gives me a headache.
Yeah.
I'm just
no. If I use ISBoxer.
You get the vapors.
I do get the vapors, huh?
So I hope they don't completely remove ISBoxer ever, because the screen management software is amazing. So if you actually use multiple clients when playing EVE, the ability to use the window management part of ISBoxer.
It's a balance of intent, because you kind of want your players to have multiple accounts, because then the company makes money, and making money is better than going bankrupt, I hear.
Yeah, and I've been using it.
I don't know.
Well, I've used it for so long now that if they were to remove it, I don't think I could still play.
Yeah, the window management aspect of ISBoxer is really good. And the other thing is that with ISBoxer getting banned, there's obviously going to be some really high-end players who are going to come up with their own systems to keep being able to do bombing and doing all these fancy things. But when it comes down to it, the most casual use of ISBoxer is mining in high sec, and titanium prices are going to go whoosh, and that's going to
that's not going to affect as
crazy.
much because it's not a combat application, which means
what's that? Mega and Zid are
also overmined right now because the graph sites changed last year.
Oh, so Java Junkie is our off-screen expert on mining.
So now it's going to be less multi-boxing and null nullsec sitting in a loud grab site for 5 hours.
Oh, less multi-boxing and nullsec. Zid and Mega are also going to spike up along with Tritanium, which means we're going to be in a situation where we're going to have
all of this is
economic
predicated on the
havoc.
idea that somebody knows how many people are doing this.
Right.
I would assume that if you're banning,
That's my point.
yeah, exactly. If you're going to ban a program like that, presumably you would have the ability to enforce it. Presumably you would have
Did
the.
they give any numbers to how many people are using ISBoxer in broadcast mode? Do you have
Probably.
any idea? It's
I was
probably
writing 1
fucking
million
30
M3 an
people.
hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
so
have no
yeah,
idea.
I mean, you can still have that huge mining fleet.
Jay
and-
Amazingness is asking if he subs, will Mittens touch Laz's beard? Yes.
Yes.
If you sub to the channel, I will touch Laz's
I'll
beard
lick
live.
Laz's beard.
Oh shit.
That you got to have somebody else. That is going to be somebody else subbing. So I'll touch his beard, and then if somebody else subs,
If somebody
you can
else
lick
subs,
his beard.
I'll lick it.
All right.
Okay.
So
So we'll see. Somebody's asking for Java to get on the screen. Unfortunately, Java is actually lying down on a couch back here. I noticed also that during our audiovisual havoc, we set up the screen overlays before, so we actually had a proper, like, the Mittani meta show thing in the other studio.
Right.
And that here we just have 3 nerds on camera running their
Well,
mouths.
2. And me.
says the guy. Says
Two
the guy,
nerds and
says
an
the guy
animal.
wearing the
An
GTA 5
animal.
shirt.
Yeah, I
All
wear
right.
free t-shirts.
But no, you're still gonna have these massive mining fleets. And
Jay Amazing
He just subscribed. So
Thank you,
let's
thank you.
just see me touch his beard. That's what you get. All right, now Dashmoo is going to sub for the lick. All right,
Oh.
I want to see a couple more. I don't think we should let Darius go for so cheap. If we see a few more people sub,
What's the number?
I don't know. I'd like to see 5 more subs. Let's get 5 more subs, and then he will lick Laz's beard.
8. I will never be shaving my beard because it means I can sleep in an extra 20 minutes. And,
Let's get 5 more subs. We'll see it on the
subs,
Twitch,
and then I'll lick it.
and they'll lick it. Now we have to wait for the delay to go through, and so they know it. There we go. So now they can see the number. But until that actually happens, you don't actually get. You're not allowed to lick his beard until we get 5 more
I'll
subs.
just pee and make another whiskey and coke. And when 5 people sub, I'll lick a beard.
so
See, this is why I don't ever grow a beard. 1, I can't, and 2, I don't have to worry about my goatee getting
because
long.
if you have a beard, let me tell you something. The worst part about having a beard is all the people lining up to lick it.
guys, you heard it here. If you have a beard, some random men are going to always walk up to you and try to lick your beard.
It's true.
It's a cross I have to bear.
It happens. It happens. But I don't think anybody actually wants to see you lick his beard because nobody's actually.
Jip,
subbed.
you're actually not subbed. According to this, you're not subbed.
Yeah.
There's one. Wilhelm 2450.
That's 1.
Guys, no more
Okay.
subs. We're not taking any more subs today.
He's afraid. Laz does not want to get licked
2.
live on screen.
I don't know. Oh shit.
Are you serious? Oh my God, that's
I'll give him something to lick.
Hey, someone who's watching this.
wow.
Candy canes?
Candy canes.
Can somebody in the other room please bring me
4.
a
Okay, apparently
Coca-Cola?
3. 3.
3. That's so. One of the
Three or
worst
what?
things about this, somebody making the joke about candy
Well,
canes. The
no,
streaks.
that's the first one. The first one was for the beard touch from the Mittani. So we're at 3.
We're
We're at 3.
We're at 3.
We're
We're at 3. Oh, now we're at 4.
Oh God.
Son of
One
a
more.
bitch.
One
I
more.
hate you all.
One more.
Danger Zone!
Danger zone. One more.
Lana!
Wait.
Ah!
This.
Oh God. This is awful. I feel all my 5s. All my 5s.
Well, it's not as bad as the time that I was interviewing Asher, the Reavers leader.
Is it?
And I said if we get 10 subscribers, I would boot him off the stream.
Did you?
Of course, I get 12.
You got 12 subscribers to get rid of him? Was he that bad?
He was trying to tell some. He was trying to tell some really, really long-winded story, and I was like, "All right, guys, give me some
Just
subs.
give me some subs, and I'll kick him
boot
off the stream. This is absolutely ridiculous.
We're not changing the rules.
We're not changing any rules.
No, we're at 4.
We need one more sub.
We need one
We're
more
at
sub.
4. One more sub, guys. Because the first one was for the.
I don't know.
beard
Why
touch.
are you hyping this? You're so.
Oh wait,
eager.
you're right. Fuck you
Yeah,
guys.
exactly. Oh
Shit! No! Oh!
Don't lie. That's the best thing that's happened to you in months.
So hard right now.
You're gonna. Now we get to just this is amazing because like I just stopped laughing and I get to see the stream catch up and wrecked. Wow.
They can laugh, but they still haven't brought me a Coca-Cola. I need a Coca-Cola.
There we go. That was. See, look. This is what you get. This is what you get. Much worse than anyone expected.
You get the perfect angle too. Like I was like this, so they got the entire
he went upstream. He went upstream. He went against the grain.
The entire tongue.
So
action.
now his saliva is embedded on your cheek.
I wanted some of that sweet.
I know.
Skin.
Oh.
God. Wow. Well, I'm not gonna offer to let Darius lick my beard because that's good. That's good because I don't.
All right, guys. 10 more subs, and Darius will French kiss the Mittani.
What? No. My wife will teleport here and kill you. I'll be licked.
Guys, we're doing it for the stream.
Oh my God. Wait, you've never French kissed me?
Not you.
Okay. Wait, what?
He's talking about your wife.
Oh.
There might have been a stopper incident.
Did you French kiss Stoffer? Were you with a company at the time? Allegedly, Darius Johnson. Did you get any subs when you French kissed Stoffer?
No,
Okay.
No, it was just
Twitch is shutting down the stream for sexual content.
Screenshot it with a Brazzers logo. Everything is better. Like everything. You take any picture of anything, you put a Brazzers logo on it.
I'll resub right now. Is what
This
people are
is
saying.
absolutely amazing. 5 more subs and Mittens will twist DJ's nipples.
that's just mean.
What do you mean it's mean? Some people like that.
Fucking painful.
I mean, I don't like that, but I know some people who like that. Like a friend, a friend of a friend told me that. What do you mean you have? Well, I don't even know. Thankfully, I don't know what old man nipples are.
I will try the IPA.
I'll have the Blue Moon, please.
Thank you.
So, this is better. Now we've actually gotten a proper dynamic going. We have people licking each other on the meta show. And the nice excuse about it, we're going to drink. We have no...
My beard tastes funny, everyone.
We have no overlay. We have men licking men for subscriptions.
And now we have alcohol.
And we have alcohol.
Now we're going to introduce the alcohol.
Absolutely. We should actually we should cover this up because they're not paying us. They're not paying us for this advertising.
This is the first time I actually am very conscious of that because of
Shotgun the beers. Oh man. So Nystrik is saying she thinks it's time for the Q&A. She doesn't want to see any more licking.
Have we covered all of our topics, or were you going to do a Q&A and then cover everything else?
Well, we usually do a Q&A, but we got distracted by people licking your beard.
I'm feeling pretty turned.
Horny?
Yeah.
Boner zone.
I'm gonna just keep my arms down here for the rest of the stream.
Okay. Oh no!
Danger zone.
My God.
Smile ass.
All right, Trevor.
See what capitalism does to you?
All right,
so Eve stuff. I mean, basically things are settling out. I mean, we have one of the best things about the patch that I do like is people being really dumb. There's the confessor guy losing all of his confessor guy losing 2 officer fit confessors back to back. There's a guy who bought 20 bowhead BPOs. Move my beer? Oh, because it looks like.
you can't see chat.
It's in the way of chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can't see people.
Read?
We're reading the chat. Somebody wants more subs. What do we put Laz into men? 10 more subs. What do you mean that he's not already into men? I thought Laz loved
Black
men.
Legion. That's the Black Legion ticker.
Really? I thought you were just into men.
Well, that too.
Okay, yeah, that's why I was surprised. I mean,
you guys didn't know that already? Jeez.
Yeah. Oh my. So things in Eve are basically we have the new patch. The PB. By the way, the new physically based rendering is amazing. Eve hasn't really
the new graphics are amazing if you fly Amara ships. Everything else is not.
Dude, the Mortis ships are gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what I was showing.
The Garmer is absolutely one of the best looking ships in Eve.
Monitor contrast up too high.
Yeah. So the stream brightness is a little off because my monitor was turned up.
So let's go ahead and take some questions from the users. Besides people asking about.
Guys, if you have questions, type at Laztel at Laztel. That way we can.
Are you logged on to Laztel right now?
No, I'm not. But at least we'll be able to see it.
Guys, let's give something away.
We do Q&As and then we do giveaways after
Is that how it works?
Yeah. Have you gotten do you have the Chrome? We had the Chrome thing on the other computer.
On this one.
Oh God. Let's get some questions first.
Do it on the other side.
Okay, that's fine. Somebody's saying, which is better, the Serum Revelation or the Interbus Moros? Well, Interbus is silly. They're orange.
Serum is better.
The Revelation is like.
It's like
the red and gold is pretty much the best looking.
It's hot.
It's amazing. So the Revelation, actually, I trained Mittens to get into a rev as soon as I saw that. Also because I'm running out of things to train. which is actually one of the best things about the new Q stuff. Is I get set like months and months of training and then not log in.
Just stop asking about grayscale, guys. Like it would be really bad form to talk about someone in that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. Yeah, we wish him all the best in his future endeavors, and we don't really know much about where he's going. There's a lot of rumors. Whenever it's just dumb, we're not going to talk about it. Let's see. Is Mittani still even with goons? No, absolutely not. These people are in Fatal Ascension or Triumvirate here, and this guy is in Against All Authorities. This is actually Evil Thug right here. This is Evil Thug.
That was one of my favorite times in Eve, was fighting Evil.
Evil Thug was awesome until he turned against us, and then we killed him.
All I did was fly a Falcon and jam Evil Thug.
Falcons are awesome.
So
we're not talking about that.
How hard are you right now? Basically, I went from 6 to 12 as soon as the tongue touched skin.
Is that on a scale of 1 to 10? Yeah. I guess. I see. Or inches. I'm so confused. Oh God, why is this even happening?
What?
Did you see the DMCA as a future grief tactic?
No.
No, because it blows back on you so badly.
Well, YouTube has cracked down on it really hard.
It's not blowback. It's not something. It's not a fucking video game mechanic, you dummy. It's a legal thing.
Well, no, I mean when I say blowback, I mean as a tactic, you do it, and propaganda-wise, everybody's going, ha ha.
Get it off that stream.
Yeah, exactly. So
recently, YouTube had a lot of people violating their rules on the DMCA stuff. So they've been a lot more serious about it.
Let's see. Will we, the CFC, go and poop on somebody's head soon? We're doing that on a daily basis. Mittens, how do you prevent your wife from yellow boxing you while you're on Eve?
What is yellow boxing?
It's a thing that people do in EVE Online. They lock them up.
Yeah, when they.
That implies that both my wife and I play EVE Online. I have people play EVE Online for me, and new wormhole space with the. Oh, that's right, Thera. That's one of the things we haven't talked about at all. Is this new? Has anybody taken Thera over at all?
No. I was playing GTA 5 the other night, and it still said we were going to Thera.
Well, that's because you have to launch it from your PlayStation, and
the PlayStation updates after it.
Yeah. The Interbus Moros is literally a fat bee, people are telling us. Can we bring up a picture of the Interbus Moros? Because I'm curious about this.
Maybe.
You'll have to bring it up on that.
Yeah, if you bring up that one, I can show it on stream.
Okay. Well, I don't want to... Oh, what would be on that one?
I can turn it on.
Okay.
No, you have to bring it up on yours.
I'm so confused.
No,
if it up on Lass's.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it
doesn't. Or are we just fighting about...
See?
Fucking retard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Like, who's right, who's wrong, It is a fat bee.
Yeah. So
it is literally a fat bee, isn't it? Can we get a picture of that with the PBR up? Is that the...
Yes.
That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, God, special edition runouts. I don't actually want to watch... No, go away.
Click view image.
Yeah,
view image.
There you go.
Woohoo! Well, here's us, and here's... Yeah, that's an Interbus Morris. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this now.
All right.
So we go back to
Boom.
Wow!
Magic!
It's like people actually understand how to use streams or something. Certainly not me. I'm just here to look pretty and have an orange short. Let's see. What do we have down here? DMCA has always been a suppression tactic. No, I mean it doesn't work. Like people might make fun of you propaganda-wise. It's just kind of like
DMCA. I'll agree with that. DMCA is a suppression tactic. It's a valid suppression tactic by a rights holder. Like that's the whole fucking point.
Legion of Death versus Solar.
Yeah, we should probably talk to some about that. I don't know much about it, so.
Okay, so basically, this is kind of a whole can of worms. So, excuse me, I haven't actually checked in on it in a few days because we've been focusing on imminency and things like that. But the last time I checked, this was I guess 4 or 5 days ago before we came out to California. Solar Fleet, along with Gorgon Empire and some of the guys who have been taking Wicked Creek and Scalding Pass and Innsmother, the people we've been calling the Curse Russians,
right.
Got together and assaulted BWF-ZZ, which is the staging system of Legion of Death in Geminate. Now, this is a really unusual option from Maktep, the leader of Solar Fleet. He has a tendency to go for headshots, and headshots are really not... A headshot is, of course, when you launch a war by attacking the main staging system of your enemy, right? Instead of attacking their borders, trying to break their will, you just go, I'm going to go hit you at your strength. And usually it doesn't work. So the first time they did it, it never works. It's like, this is like...
Unless they're already dead or pretty much dead, then...
It's almost 2015 and people are still strategically using headshots. It's like, this does not work. Every time it happens when you have a foe who isn't broken, it's a killing move, not an initiation move. So they hit Legion of Death a few weeks ago, and suddenly Legion of Death is getting 200 people in fleet.
Right.
Which was more than they had, like 100, 150 people before that.
They've, I think, since tripled their numbers.
And now, after headshot number 2, Legion of Death is getting 300 people online just from Legion of Death, not counting any of their allies. So, I don't understand. Like, MacTep and Death have this long, nasty history going back to the Russian Civil War in the drone regions a few years ago. Used to Solar Fleet and Legion of Death shared winter territory in the Northeast. And then somebody backstabbed somebody, both sides blame each other, and it's been really bitter ever since then.
Trying to read a Russian newspaper.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, when two groups of Russians are fighting, you just stay out of it. You're like, oh my god, like, go kill each other. I'll be over here, and please don't hurt me, basically. Like, please don't send anybody to kill me in my house, or something like that. So... I don't know where that campaign is going. Obviously, that campaign is going to go nowhere until they learn how to EVE Online.
I was talking to Elise Randolph, and one of the fights they had, the day before the fight, Solar's Coalition had, I believe, 800 dudes. And then the day after, Death's Coalition had 950, which I believe the... Black Legion and Tri helped Solar on the day before,
right.
And then the day after, NC Dot and Pandemic Legion jumped on Death's side to counter that, and so they're kind of just trading back and forth right now.
What's the goal here, though?
It's bitter Russian Civil War. They want it. So basically,
it's like who can be the bigger cunt. Like,
I guess so.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, so what are you?
You might. What's the line? Is you might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment. So I think it's just a grudge match. I think that Solar wants to wipe out Legion of Death, which is Solar and MacTep have been. MacTep and Death have been trying to kill each other.
Like, if they were going to do that, that ship's already sailed.
Well, they could do it if they launched a normal campaign. Like, you could have a proper space war.
Shown that they have the
Solar Fleet has usually been a sledgehammer at something, and we were working with Solar Fleet.
Well, that's
during
Russia
the
in
Halloween
general.
War, right? And then after Black Legion flipped sides and started working for N3 and turned traitor, all of the Russians reset Black Legion except for Solar Fleet.
Right.
At which point, one of Solar Fleet's best people immediately said, well, we're not dealing with traitors the way that we should be, and jumped ship came over to our side, actually, joined Goon Swarm. And
Sabnat?
Sabnat is absolutely top-tier superstar guy, amazing, bilingual, great strategist, and as soon as MacTep wouldn't reset Elo when Elo turned traitor, he was out. And then shortly thereafter, the southern Russians just...
And then they lost all the space we had literally taken after BR5.
Oh, here's the thing. Wait, Mittens, didn't you use quote headshots unquote when Goonswarm destroyed Test Alliance? I'm not really sure whether that's a troll question. That's obviously stupid. So,
no. There was a headshot.
At the end?
Right. It was after about 2 months of fighting.
Yeah, so here's how this works. This is Savor 101. Is you break an enemy's will, and then when you have the...
He's talking about... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but to context it, he's talking about starting with a headshot.
Yeah, you don't start with a headshot.
When we killed Bob, it was the same thing. We locked him in the system for fucking 3 weeks or whatever.
No, it was 31 days. It was 31 days nonstop before we actually... Yeah. So basically, the way that works is you break an enemy's will, and then at the very end, as the killing blow... You do that. So in the casual context, when we talk about headshots starting a war, that's usually like it's a finishing move. It's a checkmate kind of thing.
The reason you use the headshot is once the enemies lose a few fights, they lose a few important systems, their morale starts to go down. And what you do is then you jump in onto their main system for the headshot while their morale is low to prevent them from getting wins or anything like that, and just further deplete that morale.
Yeah, when you take their staging system, they lose everything they have in it. So if you attack them first before their morale is broken, it's really easy for them to defend because all their crap is there. Their morale isn't broken. They can reship as much as they want, and they're going to be able to pull all their allies to them.
And so we just get a subscription. Seabass, thanks very much, man, for the subscription.
Wonderful. And so it's an opportunity at the end of a war, once you've already broken their will, so actually what I'll call it a kill shot, right? At the end, it's really a kill shot. At the start, it'll be a premature attempt at a headshot. Anyway, however you want to call it, attacking an enemy staging system at the beginning is a blunder that pretty much everybody who knows how to Sov War knows not to do. Unfortunately, Sov War, that's what I don't get. I mean, Solar Fleet is an experienced group of Sov warriors, right? These are guys who've been playing in one form or another since the old days. Like a Volterra?
Yeah, back then. Yeah, but that wasn't Solar Fleet at the time.
It was MacTep. I mean, MacTep.
Red Alliance.
Yeah, but back in the day, Red Alliance was MacTep, Death, and Nink.
Yes.
MacTep has always been a sledgehammer kind of guy, though. He's always been take the fucking hammer and I know we know this is old school. So I'm saying this for the stream's sake, so they know. This is a classic MacTep move, is to try to get the overwhelming force, but I think he's deploying it too early. And it obviously hasn't worked. It's made Death's side stronger, and they're going to be more energized.
Yeah, Smiths, we're not talking about headshotting FCs. Headshotting FCs is a completely different conversation, which...
always headshot FCs all the time. Never not headshot FCs.
In any type of large-scale coalition versus coalition fighting, anything that's involving a lot of people... Pretty much every single side is going to try and headshot your FC first off.
Unless they're fighting fair, and if they're fighting fair, they're not fighting at all.
Well, if you're an LBGI, the first we signed it in the system, and the first thing that all 4 fleets of N3 decided to do was they tried to kill my Proteus first off, which did not work. They got me 50% armor, which is actually pretty low for my Proteus. That's the lowest my Proteus has actually ever been.
Mr. V is saying never headshot FCs.
Never.
I think it's basically
he's trolling so hard. He's the king of headshotting FCs.
Everyone knows Mr. V is about the dumbest guy on the planet.
You heard it here. This guy never lies. Right here.
Darius Johnson has officially. He's also a bad FC. Of course, I mean, you would know you are the best FC this game has ever seen.
The Dutch dummy, we refer to him.
Dutch dummy.
Oh.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Mr. V is the best FC in the game currently.
Yeah.
Period.
Sorry, I was supposed to say you.
No, it's not me.
No, V is an
I'm
artist.
just super lucky.
Yeah, well, here's to Mr. V.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lick your beard, but I'll... Oh, yeah, here you go. Here's to Mr. V.
He's feeling a little left out. Come on,
Mr. V is one of my favorite.
No.
Mr. V owns. I really enjoy hanging out with him. I haven't gotten a chance to see him in a few
Billy's here too. Dunk Force 1.
Yeah, so everybody is now offering opinions, but in general, in EVE Online, the tension that we see when people talk about it that keeps recurring is people will say that
I got all my knowledge from Darius Johnson, which makes Darius Johnson the best FC.
It's true! Mr. V, we need a screenshot of this. Mr. V says, I got all my FC knowledge from Darius Johnson, which makes Darius Johnson the best FC.
It's going on my wall.
Yeah. Oh. If we get another sub, I will rub Darius Johnson's belly like a Buddha.
We won't be able to show it though.
No, you'll stand up. You'll stand up.
You just can't show your midriff.
No, you don't. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna touch your shirt.
It didn't say no nipples though.
You can't show cleavage, but nipples are okay.
So I can rub your belly as long as your shirt's on.
Oh, Catheo, man, thanks for the subscription, buddy. Thanks for helping support stream.
Right. Well, now I have to rub your belly. Why don't you stand up so I can rub your belly?
So, by the way, guys, while this catastrophe is happening, I just want to let you guys know.
Oh no! Here, I agreed to this. I didn't agree to actually touch that. I'd my skin would fall off because of all the.
If you guys don't know, the subscribers. Oh Jesus Christ, that was so bad.
we just saw on the stream.
I didn't see that first.
I know. We just saw on the stream the delay version of that, which we're watching. I got a second eyeful of Darius Johnson's hideous stomach, and
so guys, if you are a subscriber on the channel, you will get increased odds. You'll get increased odds on the giveaways we do, and you will also be able to.
That's true for giveaways. I think for subscribers, we actually have a thing where it's like you're 3 or 4, maybe even up to 5 times as likely
I don't think we've actually nailed down a number.
Follower.
But you will have increased odds of winning.
We're really new to this entire thing because we're basically a bunch of idiots who like to drink beer and rub each other's bellies and lick each other.
Yes.
So we're totally.
We're completely professionals, actually. But also as a subscriber, you'll be able to post links in chat. Eventually, once we get them all uploaded and approved, I think you'll be able to get...
Pay to win. Shocking law.
You'll also get your...
Somebody's bitter.
You'll also get subscriber-only emotes, and we'll also be adding a subscriber day to the stream schedule, where basically you tell us what game to play, we'll play it, or if we're playing EVE, you can tell us what ships to fly, and it basically we'll set the chat to like subscriber mode, where if you're a subscriber, you can chat and have fun and ask questions, and we just want to give benefits to our subscribers for helping support us.
Yeah, we want to try to find ways to make it rain for our boys if they're going to be helping out the side and helping out our community. We're
doing stuff with GTA. I'm setting up his GTA 5 crew.
Your GTA 5 stream was, I have heard more people talking about you playing GTA 5 and running around and going, ah, and running people over then I mean, my poor little show.
We're setting up. I'm gonna set up a crew.
I don't even know why I do this. We should just have you and Laz on stream all the time.
I'm just gonna play. We're gonna do a GTA 5 online crew, and we're gonna set up, and it's just gonna be our streamers.
Yep.
DJ and the boys.
DJ and the boys.
And he did say on a stream a while back, the crew will port over to PC once the PC version is released in January. Yeah, January.
That'll be fun.
It'll be PS4 for now, PC in January, and once I start getting the mails, we're gonna publish an article on the site I think this week.
Yeah.
And with the rules, and then once I start getting the mails, I'm gonna validate that whoever it is a subscriber.
Okay. Mr. V has asked us.
Follower.
Mr. V has asked a serious question. What is the ratio of whiskey to Coke in your drink?
There is no Coke in his drink.
It's usually about half and half.
Okay.
So about half and half.
When he said about half and half and he pointed to it, actually the level was about here on the drink itself. It might have been half on the...
So I actually saw this question earlier, and I just saw another question about supers. If you were watching the big head fight, was it...
the big head fight? Is this when you get a whole bunch of people who are really arrogant?
So this is like the third time I've tried to walk out. So if you're watching the head GP fight, where the big super fight stuff was happening, you probably heard CCP Fozzie towards the end of the stream talk about supercapitals. CCP Fozzie did mention that they're going to be trying to repurpose supers and Titans.
What?
He mentioned that.
Repurpose them into what?
When did he say this?
When I was streaming.
Was this on like?
You don't watch every one of my streams.
I was probably doing something very important, like
getting pegged,
sleeping. Can we talk about that on Twitch? Oh my God, pegging jokes come to Twitch. Welcome to Goon Swarm, boys. I was researching the power of my orange shirt.
He was ironing all of his red shirts for the trip to San Diego.
Wow.
But yeah, so he did mention. Okay, we'll talk that in a second. But yeah, so he did mention on stream that they are looking into the Tech 3 subsystems. They're talking about trying to make other Tech 3 subsystems besides the ones that are always used viable, without nerfing the ones that are currently used in mass to nerfed.
So you're talking about Tech 3 subsystems?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with super carriers?
Well, no, he said he's basically he couldn't really give us anything hard, but he's telling what they're looking at.
Okay, so look, here is
anything hard.
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
That was. I hope people on the stream heard that. He's never given anyone anything hard, says Darius Johnson.
Oh.
Wow.
Damn it.
Wow.
Did someone really? Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Christ.
wow. This is amazing. Okay, so now on Twitter, there's me clapping while you get licked. That's beautiful. It's on Imgur now.
Oh,
I'm going to try to bring this up here. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stream. This will be great.
Give me my phone back. I'm watching porn.
Give me my phone back. I'm watching porn, says Java.
Oh. But yeah, so basically we talked about Ishtars, we talked about bombers, we talked about supercapitals as in super carriers and Titans. Jesus Christ.
Here we are. Yeah, that's a really good picture. Okay, Java, you can have your phone back so you can get back to. When you said you were watching porn, is this what you meant? I mean, is this why you pulled this up? Is this why you're so happy?
My favorite part. My favorite part about this image is the live from SOE Studio in the bottom left.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's amazing.
That was V posted it on Imgur.
V posted it. Wow, well, he's having fun. So let's go ahead and get away from that lovely image. You're so happy. Look at you. You're so
I'm cringing.
happy.
I'm cringing.
You're
that's not
cringing.
happy.
That's a cringe. I bet that's what you tell all the boys.
That's what I do every time I read one of Mr. V's posts. That's the face.
Oh my God. So, all right, I just want to have a little rant here about supercaps because we're briefly touching on this. Here's what I don't get, and this is a thing that I've been saying for years. I've been going way, way back. Here we have a game that is doing better now. Like Rhea, however the fuck you want to call it, Phoebe have been really good expansions. Yeah. Like I've been really happy with the way in which Eve is going. I was very unhappy with certain things in Phoebe, like the way in which they tarred logisticians with the same brush as combat capitals. Give me a second. I gotta get this out here.
Well, I'm in charge here. This is my show.
I
Oh wait, no.
It's actually it is my show. Oh God, what am I doing?
I mean, Sean's in charge here. He's the producer.
Shut up,
All right.
guys.
Okay. So look, the game is doing better. There were some tough times there. We were seeing the peak concurrent users graph going in
Kenjutsu
places.
223 banner at next Eve Vegas.
Oh, yep, that's true.
Guy, Sean, can you go online and scrub that image from everywhere? Oh, he didn't see it.
Look how happy he
If
is.
you want to see the stopper one, pull up the Goon Wiki and look on my page.
Oh,
So
okay.
We'll have to look at it later.
We'll look at that later. I don't know. We don't want to expose the public to that. But the Supercap thing is, look, nerf them around being able to dock. You have all these accounts and all these characters there. You're trying to get peak concurrent users to go back up. More people playing Eve. It's a sensible decision. Supercaps, Titans, they're everywhere.
Right.
And yet for most players, they sit unsubbed and unused because of the Eve Online version of nuclear weapons. Nerf them down. Let them dock. Let people use these characters that are mostly unsubbed or boring or only brought out during a Sov war, which most people hate. Let people use the damn things. These are characters that have 100 million skill points or more, and they're just like, oh, like, well, I've got a Titan, I got a couple super carriers, I got a bunch of whatevers, and those characters are just wasted, and CCP would have so much more revenue from these characters being allowed to dock and fly other things.
Well,
it just blows my mind that this has not been done like forever ago.
What makes Supercapitals or Supercarriers and Titans so valuable is since they are on a dedicated character, you don't have to worry about X character being 10 jumps away whenever your capital fleet's getting hot dropped. So since that dedicated capital or Supercapital's in that ship, he can immediately log in and go to that place or jump to that silo.
I mean, from a tactical perspective, I get that, right? I'm just meaning more from like a business and revenue perspective, and like having people engaging with each other, characters doing things in the game in a useful way that causes interaction. Because I mean, we only bring out the big boy toys when there's a BR5 or an Asakai or when something really crazy, or when nowadays we're just swinging our dicks around.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's a power move.
Yeah.
But it would definitely be useful because I have 2 Titan pilots that can fly pretty much everything, and they're just stuck in Titans right now.
Yeah, there are
and they're
thousands of Supercap pilots of various flavors across this game now. I would be willing to bet that, I mean, most people, I mean, it's the joke, is winning Eve.
Right.
I have a Supercapital. Wow, this is really boring because I'm only used once in a blue moon. I unsub. I'm going to go play some other game.
Yeah, like Fozzie said, they're going to try to repurpose them. I think maybe give them some sort of E-war benefit or some.
If they
had a fucking E-war
benefit. If they can't dock, it doesn't. I mean, that's the thing that gets me.
So I mean, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to wait. I mean, basically, we have to wait and see what they propose.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we can't change this because we're not in charge.
Right, then we can thread
I'm
on
in charge.
You are?
Yeah, nobody told you that.
Oh shit, man! I'm sorry. Well, why didn't you fix it?
I'm deleting them, actually.
Oh, well, even better. Awesome. That's great.
Red Chief, that could be an option.
What you guys didn't hear on Laz's stream was Fozzie said they're actually going to get rid of all the Supercapital.
They're just going to delete them from the game.
Okay.
They're going to repurpose them as garbage.
But yeah, see, Red Chief, that could be a viable option. If they added a new type of station or a station upgrade, that will allow your supers to dock. Where that way you're at least having to spend some money and put in the work to build that addition to the station.
How about this? Let them dock, get rid of the E-war immunity.
Yeah. I mean, that absolutely. I mean, there's so many different options. And as you see in Catch right now, you have Pandemic Legion who've been able to use their supercapitals to kind of bail them out of these fights.
Oh yeah, this is one of those things that, like, a lot of times when people were, like, the people on Fail Heap Challenge in particular who have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to supercapitals, they just have their little pet projects or what have you. They're circle jerking over the 5 light year range nerf, right? They haven't discovered that warp speed low slots exist. Don't tell them. Shh.
Well, no. You can only do so much with those warp speed.
Well, it's true, but still, we've recently discovered that you can actually move your capitals around relatively easily. But putting that aside, supercapitals and carriers, fighters have been buffed to the point that you can really slaughter subcaps easily using target painters. And so there's these supercarriers, and sure, all capitals got nerfed, but supercarriers, because of the ability of fighters now to impact subcaps, you can basically still just have an Apex Force. A huge pile of supercarriers circle jerking each other with reps, not able to be killed, and able to destroy subcaps.
Well, that's what NC Dot was doing. NC Dot was doing that to us, which the bullshit part of that is that like NC Dot was doing, which I believe they took this idea from Elise Randolph, because Elise and I were talking about it on Skype a few weeks ago.
Well, it's not like Linus or Soho or Travis came up with ideas themselves.
Well, they had they took 60 super carriers, they put them in LBGI, and all the super carriers fit to drone tracking and drone damage modules on their super carriers.
Sensible.
And then
put them on the edge of a POS.
So on the edge of the POS shield, they assign the fighters, and the retarded part is these fighters keep the bonuses from the mothership that they were getting the bonuses from. So they have these super buff fighters that can track pretty much anything. And they're sending them out of 60 super carriers, so that's 600 fighters.
It's just ridiculous. The funny thing about this is, like, we've been talking about how supercapitals in one form or another are stupid and have been broken and awful since they were first implemented in one flavor or another for years. And the excuse that the public or that CCP has always had...
Nystrik or any of the mods, can you please allow Mr. V post links?
Yeah.
No, don't. He's really bad at it.
He is
actually,
really
I can do it.
So,
as well.
this has been a recurring issue, and the excuse that people have always thrown in my face whenever I say, look, people, this is dumb, is, oh, well, you just say that because you don't have any super carriers or you don't have any Titans. Now we've got the biggest fucking supercapital fleet in the galaxy.
When we didn't have any because they were fucking broken.
Yeah, they were dumb then. They're dumb now. We have the most of them. We're still saying they're dumb. Maybe they're dumb. Just maybe I'm crazy. I'm wearing an orange shirt.
Right.
So,
well, like we were talking about, Pandemic Legion is able to put their supers on grid with relative safety, because nothing can really get down there quickly enough. Nothing can get down there quickly enough to be able to kill them.
Right. No, I mean, it's just going to be an interesting thing all the way around. I don't want to get too much onto I've already had my rant. I don't want to go too far into it. It's just ridiculous. Like, these things should be nerfed to the point that it's safe for them to be allowed to be docked. And
well, they should have a purpose that's not just winning everything.
Well, they should have a purpose beside... Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that it's really strange to me when you implement a ship into the game without a purpose, right? We're going to make this thing, here's this thing, we don't know what it's going to do, and we're going to try to jury-rig some stuff onto it after the fact because, hey guys, it's going to be cool and nobody's ever going to build one. Now we have thousands of the damn things as a legacy from somebody having whatever idea they had.
Well, the only purpose that was ever stated for the Titan was that it was supposed to be a giant dick.
That was what Over said. Yeah, Nathan said it was supposed to be one gigantic dick in space. Nobody's.
It's not supposed to be cost effective.
It's not supposed to be good. Yeah, and then they actually made them so powerful because it's supposed to be a giant penis that it pretty much ruined everything.
A dick,
so,
not a penis.
A dick, not a penis. A dick. What's the difference? You would know. Maybe ask him.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Okay.
Is it taste?
Apparently, Nightbot banned Mr. V. I don't know the command unban, so we'll see. Unban.
V was banned. Nightbot has been given him permission to post a link.
Where's the click
Oh
on
God.
the thing so you can see all the people?
Oh God.
This one.
Yeah, and now go down, scroll down. There will be a banned section.
Nystrik, are you still watching this? Are we supposed to do giveaways now?
Yeah,
What's going on? How long have we been doing this?
Shouldn't we have?
You've been doing it for about 2 hours.
3 hours or something.
Have you actually been doing anything?
Have I? Java says you've been doing it for about 2 hours.
He's not banned, apparently.
You're lying. V is not banned. V's just whining. I think justice for V. Free V applying to PL right now. Oh my.
I think when they are allowed to dock, there should be a limitation to have one super station per character, because it would happen to someone could undock a Titan. Should he?
You know what I want to do in honor of Triumvirate and their DMCA takedown? Let's give away some rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes. We can do that. We can do that.
Maybe a Triumvirate person will win it.
Like Laz.
If
Yeah,
a Triumvirate
exactly.
person wins it, can we take it away?
No, we'll give it to them so they'll have the rattlesnake, and then we'll file a takedown request. We'll have a takedown request on their rattlesnake.